It's a brand new day, and the sun is high. Oh shit, it's nighttime. Well, don't I feel silly now? Dude, you were every 5 feet in this campaign. What is going on? We thought we'd be spending more time with my boss with how established he was, but we hang out with you every 5 minutes. Ah, Suzuki-san. Just the man I wanted to see. Watase-san? What can I help you with?
Yeah.
So, I was right in the middle of a ride, see? When all of a sudden the bubble guts got me. Stomach pains, you know? Anyway, they got so bad I had to get up and push out a great big... I think I got the picture. Are you gonna be okay? Not till it all settles down there. Anyway, I explained to the chief that I'm a little backed up. So I'm gonna need some backup. Localization team having some fun here. You know, I know you're technically off shift, but would you mind taking this passenger for me? Do you really need me to do it? I could certainly use the help. I'll go ahead and notify the chief that... Oh, jeez, ow, ow, ow. Looks like he's in pretty bad shape. He should probably be lying down. Everyone in this game is too ill to do their job except that one guy that was probably lying. Maybe the other guy was lying. And maybe this guy's lying? I don't know. You can go one way or the other. Either everyone's lying, and it's like some kind of commentary about people being too lazy, or it's the opposite direction, where it's like, hey, maybe all-day jobs are kind of incompatible with the idea of the realities of being human and whatnot sometimes. Okay, just leave it to me. Get off your feet as soon as you can. Whew. I owe you one. Excuse me. Another driver will be taking over from here. One of our finest. I just saw the character like load in their shadow. Will that be all right with you, sir? No. It's the fucking Revelations. I mean, we knew this was coming because Revelations were in the menu. But I'm like, it's chapter 3 and you're still introducing mechanics? There's probably only 4 chapters of this character. And then I play a new character who then has to have all their mechanics introduced. I owe you one, Suzuki-san. Ugh. Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? I know this guy. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the baddest cat to ever walk the streets of Japan? Whoa, ho, ho, I knew it! Kiryu-san, dude, it's me, Mac Shinozuka. We used to kick it a few years back. Remember? That's right, we have met before. He's a photographer that travels around the world, if I recall correctly. Wasn't he in both 3 and 4? Sorry, I think you have the wrong guy. I'm Suzuki. Haha, whatever you say, Kiryu-san. Man, it's good to see you again. Like I said, my name is Suzuki. Sure is a trip running into you here. Shouldn't you be in Kamurocho doing crazy Yakuza stuff? You know, busting heads, taking names. He's not listening. I can't risk anyone hearing us, so I'd better get us both on the road. I'll get where you want to go, sir. Please hop in. You got it, Kiryu-san, old buddy who I know so well, and all the crimes you committed. I will now start listing them out loud. At least in here, no one can hear me call me by name. And boy, did I run into a fiasco in India. How'd they expect me to know? Hey, are you listening, Kiryu-san? The car just kicked like he drove over the curb, I think. Oh, yeah, how have you been? You know me, man. Busy as a globe-trotting bumblebee, looking for all those perfect shots. How'd you define the perfect shot? Let me tell you like this. It's when a scene catches your eye, and next thing you know, it sucks you into a trance. Something so powerful it gives you a revelation. A revelation, huh? You betcha. See, when someone's got a revelation, it means your brain is going into overdrive. That hyped up mode of thinking unlocks new powers within. Seems like a mechanic you could have used for the first half of your story, but anyway, let's introduce it to this point. Not to toot my own horn, but as a photographic phenom, it's my mission in life to compile as many groundbreaking, breathtaking, revelation-triggering snapshots as possible. Yeah, I remember you saying something like that when we last met. Oh, for sure. You helped me out a ton back then, remember? Did I? Of course. All those super wicked shots you sent me changed my life. And I don't say that lightly. Though lately you haven't sent me a thing. That was a bitter pill to swallow, seeing all that premium Kiryu content dwindle down to nothingness in my inbox. My emotional life was impacted. Jeez. Alright. Sorry about that. As you can see, I'm a bit busy. Don't worry, it's cool. All water under the bridge, like the one over there with all the bodies under it. You can always start fresh when it comes to finding perfect shots. Let's make some new revelations on the double. Well, about that. Don't tell me you forgot how. Well, hey, that's no problem. I'm sure my ultra bestie Kiryu-san can retrain himself to snap up the perfect pictures in no time. That woman is vibrating. Oh, she's done. Or is she? The crowd AI is not nailing it in this game. I don't think the crowd AI of... Oh, she's vibrating again. Look at her go. I don't think the crowds in this game, in this series, are ready for the idea of crowded streets with cars. Suddenly all these pedestrians have to squish into such a small space. Oh! Right, the driving's just kind of happening on its own. It's not tied to the cutscene at all. He's just kind of driving places. It's actually kind of a trip. Because in most of the driving scenes we've been on that one, the highway, the freeway. And it's like, it's a really boring background. And it's really distracting how much that one shadow's glitching out. But here it's just like, this is immersive. Look at us go. Just don't look at the crowd too much. Because, oh, let me out here, please. Oh, sorry, you've been saying that for 3 blocks. I don't think he's gonna let him out. This is a kidnapping. Huh. Kiryu-san. My Mac senses, they speak to me. A decisive moment in the making, and it's gonna go down nearby. How can you tell? Shoot, I've taken so many of these dang photos, it's like I have a sixth sense. For good shots, not ghosts. You dig? Because it's a reference to the movie. But hey, I know a revelation's about to happen here. I can feel it rattling away in my bones. Hey, look, it's a tutorial for the thing that you basically could have just done without all the character. I actually kind of appreciate that the entire mechanics are tied to NPCs, so they have a storyline and a through line to them, and then you get to see characters reoccur and so on. It's just that this was all created for a series where you played as one guy. So, like, when they were introducing stuff in Chapter 3 of 16, that made sense pacing-wise. But Chapter 3 of 4 is a very strange... Like, the campaigns of 4 and 5 don't seem to make much sense with how the mechanics mix with the actual narrative and split characters and so on. And the way that they have all these complicated setups for how to level up your character, but also after only a few hours you're going to play a new character from scratch anyway, and you're like, I don't... There's a lot of investment to get into. To trigger revelation, you need to resolve problems that occur in that locale. There's no way of knowing what events will trigger a revelation, but it pays to try and fix any situations that come across. You can also level up your weapon skills. Hold on. Gotta take this real quick. Our date? Oh, of course. Our date. Haha. Sorry, honey. No, I didn't forget. I was just, having a revelation. His eyes are freaking me out at this angle a little bit. Just the video game render of it. No, wait. I was actually on my way right now. Be there as fast as I can. Love you, sweetheart. See you in a few, okay? You fucked up. You were just so excited to see your bro again. My B, Kiryu-san. What happened? Gotta bounce. Something urgent just sprung up. I do hate to miss a photo op. Feels like my heart's getting sliced clean in two. But I know you can do it, Kiryu-san. You're always the man for the job. Hey, just a minute here. Adios, amigo. Was the location of the revelation also where your date is? Or are you gonna run? I didn't drive you to your destination. He seems pretty sure something was about to go down here, but what could it be? In any case, I better get this cab back over to Nagasu Taxi. You should get him to his destination. Y'all are losing your minds. Hey, you, I need a ride, quick. Follow that cab up ahead. What? You gonna turn down a paying customer? I never said that. Then step on it. They're getting away. Refusing a ride might not look good on the company, and he's already pretty agitated. Guess I have no choice. Okay, get in. You get to be like in the movies, which you already do all the time anyway. Make sure you don't let him know we're following him. Okay, you did the creepy thing now. Now it's not. Alright, well. You're gonna lead me right to your doorstep, Ryoko-chan, my sweet. Something's really off about this guy. I should probably let the other taxi get away and make it look like an accident. Yeah. Something's wrong about this guy. Kiryu. He's trying to, like, dock somebody. He's stalking them to their home. Subtly lose sight of the car. Back off slowly, objective. How slowly? This is kind of a ambiguous objective. I don't understand this quest. Sorry, I tried my best, but I lost them. Ah, crap, and I was this close to figuring out where Ryoko-chan lives. Why'd you do it, huh? You lost her on purpose, didn't you? Don't be rude, sir. Of course I didn't. You're full of shit. Fine, then. This line's gonna have to chase his gazelle on foot. Oh, and I'm never taking your stinking taxi again. Good. Hold on, sir. You're fair. Damn. Ah, there you are. Do I know you? The name's Oyama. I was driving the taxi in front of you earlier. How did you find me? People just magically find each other and talk to each other in Yakuza games, and this is one of the most extreme cases. I'm like, what? I get that you might know who you might recognize me because we work in the same industry and everything, and we're just around, but that was a 5-minute mission. You are somewhere else, far away. I failed in 10 seconds, basically. You are not nearby. You cannot just walk up in the same conversation as the guy that's running away mad at me. You lost me intentionally back there, right? Thanks for doing that. Oh, that was you? Sorry. I never wanted to tell you. That's okay. I could tell something was up. Do you have any idea what was going on between our passengers? Not much. Mine was a young girl. She said a stalker was following her and asked me to shake him off. Has this happened before? Apparently this wasn't the first time. It sounds like he's been after her for a while. Thanks to you, nothing came of it, though. That's what he was up to. I knew something about him was off. Well, I'm just glad the girl ended up safe. Shame this sort of thing happens. I've picked this girl up a few times now. She's around my daughter's age, so I wanted to make sure she was alright. That's good of you. Well, I'd better get back to work. Thanks for cooperating. No, thank you. That's the man. Hey, Suzuki-san. Oh, Wada-san. How are you feeling? Better. I appreciate you taking over. Whatever foul plague was infesting my stomach has started to clear up already. Good to hear. Okay, then it's back to work for me. Thanks again. Sure thing. You're not gonna drop me off at home? Cool. I know the game takes place over 2 blocks. It's even smaller than Kamurocho, but I'm like, what the fuck? I live like right over there. Take me home. Kiryu-san, I forgot to tell you something important. If you take a perfect shot, I want you to upload it to the image site I made. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay, revelations are in here, and also we've introduced a stalker, but we introduced the stalker in the main story, so is that gonna come up again in the main story then? No. Somebody just yell Haruka? I think someone was yelling Haruka. Not much to do here. Wait. What's next? Oh, there's an exclamation point. Is that a revelation? I think exclamation points might be revelations, because that was not a thing before. Let's go. Does trash respawn, or do I have to find all of the trash in unique form? You guys definitely looking for me. Damn it, my arm's broken. Oh, it's the weapons guy. How you guys following me? It's getting weird now. Hey, watch where you're going. Ah, Aniki, I think my shoulder's dislocated. But I barely... This scam again. The victim looks kind of familiar though. Oh man, that's a complex break in his arm for sure. How are you gonna make this right? His arm, but I bumped into his shoulder. Don't give me that shit. You must have bumped him so hard you broke them both. Oh, Aniki, he messed up my leg too. Hang in there, I'll call a taxi to take us to the hospital. Okay, fat cakes, cough it up. Yeah, we're gonna need 100,000 yen for the taxi and the hospital. What? Better help him out. Hey. Huh? What the hell do you want? Aren't you a little old to be pulling petty shakedowns like this? Hey, you mind, Pops? I have to get to the hospital, so back the fuck off. You look perfectly fine to me. Hey guys, let's cut Pops here some slack. After all, I think he's saying is that he wants to pay up instead of Fatty Fatkins here. Show me the money. You guys just don't get it. I guess I'll have to teach you a lesson in honesty. Menacing men. That guy covers his eyes, and the other guy covers his mouth. There should be a third one that covers his ears. Have a third guy that wears headphones. Get up. Get up, get down. Ugh. Now, if you really want to go to the hospital, I'd be happy to send you there. No, please. I never wanted to actually break any bones. We're really sorry. You alright? Thank you. Kiryu-san, is that you? Wait a second. It's me, Kamiyama. You know, the guy who mods stuff over in Kamurocho, this mechanic you never use, ever. Oh, right, Kamiyama, the weapons guy. But no, I can't let him know it's me. You never know who might be listening. You've got the wrong guy. The name's Suzuki. Huh? See you. No, wait. What? Suzuki-san, right? Would you mind coming by my shop? Your shop? Yes. You see, in addition to Kamurocho and downtown Ryukyu, I've also set up shop in Nagasugai. It's almost like I'm following you. I'm sure someone like you will find something useful there. So how about it, Suzuki-san? Kamiyama's shop might prove useful if trouble comes looking for me. Hope I don't have to use it. Alright, lead the way. right this way, Suzuki-san. At least this guy has the tact, but holy crap, we are still introducing all of these mechanics in Chapter 3! This is the Nagasu branch of Kamiyama Works. Blah. I don't have all that much merchandise. I don't have all that much merchandise, but I'm thinking I will gradually add more. This room looks huge. Okay. I specialize in weapons. I can do all sorts of things with weapons, as long as you pay. I'll sell new weapons, and I can fix busted weapons, too. I'm trying to go national, but I'm short on funds. I'm even having trouble sourcing materials for the main Kamurocho shop. You're having trouble sourcing materials for your existing shops, but you're also opening a third shop. These things don't seem to match. If you don't mind, could you donate materials you might not need? If I get more funds, I can work on developing new weapons and gear. You give the stuff, and it's the investment mechanic, where you put money or resources into a thing, and then the thing gets better, and then you can use the new, better version of the thing. Like when they introduced like the mad scientist man that had a virtual reality thing that you had to pay to make it good enough to use, and then you got to replay some really rough boss fights. Got it. If I find something, I'll pass it on. Thanks. If there's anything I can help with, don't hesitate to ask. Items? So green is the stuff that you can't invest, really. Or maybe not. These white items are just as useless as these green items. Weird. I just figured that these items were like the investment items, because they seem like resources you'd actually use for stuff. This silver plate is like a lot. But it's just based on value? This freaking healing items are like worth more even. Huh. Anyway, I never used these. Ever. Usually I run into an issue in that like the crafting materials you use to do most of the stuff are so like obscure and not very common, and so that whenever I do see a thing where I'm like, you know what, I do want to craft that, I have no idea how to get the materials to craft that. Like I never have. In a lot of games, you just kind of can use the stuff that you've been collecting, because there's usually just shit everywhere, and you just kind of like passively pick up a bunch of stuff. So when you do try to engage with crafting, usually you have most of what you need. It's at least at the rate I do crafting, which is not very often in any game, besides like survival horror, where it's the, you know, I've been over this, but that's like the time that crafting makes sense to me as a mechanic. Everything else, it kind of seems dumb. But at the rate that I do crafting, I usually have what I need whenever I actually decide to do it. And in this, I never do. I'm always like, I got a rubber ducky, and I've got a lever. And I'm like, sir, this is a Wendy's. You're trying to make a katana here? I don't, what am I supposed to do with this rubber ducky? And I'm like, well, I've been playing for 60 hours, and I have a rubber ducky. I can't help you, sir. There's never trash out here, because it's where all the trash collectors live. Hey there. Hello, Suzuki-san. Do you have a moment? Sure. It's not urgent, but can you run an errand for me? That chief of ours went out to get some food and still hasn't come back. Do you know where he went? I think he's at his favorite diner again. Can you go bring him back for me? Sure. I'll have him back here in no time. Every time the chief is gone or something, I always am bracing for like the idea that something's gonna happen. Because I kind of set him up and ingratiate him in like the opening chapter, and I'm like, knowing Kiryu isn't very healthy. Don't notice me, please. Thank you, bye. He didn't notice me in time. Nobody can keep up with Kiryu's cardio. It's pretty close. I do not need a taxi. The irony of Kiryu using a taxi. Ah, damn it. Funny because he like canonically is a driver, but you can't drive in this game on purpose. You can just go on discrete driving missions, but you can't actually drive to a place. This is a waste of a heat action. This guy had like full health, or like empty health. I mean, the thing that would make sense for that sentence. Whee! It's a bonding experience. I'm gonna bond your face with his asshole. There we go. I got a stamina.
流すタクシーの鈴木さんですよね。
あんたは
こういうもんです。
大阪府警。
いや、私極道関係の事件を追ってましてね。昨日から東上会の堂島会長がここ福岡で行方不明になったって話じゃないですか。
そうらしいな。
あなたなんか行き先について知ってるんじゃないですか。堂島が行方不明になる直前、あなたのタクシーに乗っていたという目撃証言もあるんですよ。
知らないな。
大名橋で降ろした人ですよ。
ああ、あの客か。なんてことはない。普通に降ろしただけだ。そこから先のことは俺には関係ない。
関係ねえってことはねえだろ。てめえの古巣だろうが。よ、桐生さんよ。あんまし警察なめてんじゃねえぞ。な、どういうつもりで福岡まで来たかは知らねえが、てめえの所在ぐらいちゃんと掴んでんだよ。うん。
そういうあんたこそ府警の刑事がどうして福岡にいるんだ。
今この中洲街にな、近江の若頭の渡瀬が来てるんだよ。
何？近江の若頭がどうして福岡に？
近江の7代目が危篤だって話、お前知ってるか？
話には聞いてる。
近江の7代目が死ねば東上会との五分杯がなくなる。そうなりゃ下手すりゃ戦争だ。だから東上会の連中は焦って各地に飛んで回っている。福岡には堂島自らが話をつけにやってきたわけだが、渡瀬はそれを阻止しにやってきたわけだ。
阻止ってことは近江が東上会より先に杯を交わすということか。
さあな、別に奴らにとっちゃ東上会と山笠組が手さえ結ばなきゃいいだけの話。自分たちの言うこと聞かなきゃ山笠組を潰すぐらいの腹積もりかもしれねえ。そんなわけで今この中洲街は日本の裏社会において最も危険で 最も重要で最も注目される場所になりつつある。当然登場界のやつらも近江の渡瀬が福岡入りしたことは知ってるはずだ。
そうだったのか。まさか大悟を拉致したのは。
近江の人間、そう考えるのが自然だな。堂島大吾が掲載すりゃ杯交渉は進まない。もし登場会が会長代行を立てたとしても、堂島大吾の身柄さえありゃどうにでも話を運べるだろうからな。
で、あんたはそんな話をしに俺に会いに来たというのか。
まあそう焦るな。いいか、本題はこっからだ。登場会に堂島の警護を任されたチンピラ2人組がいたろ。確か森永と相沢って言ったか。
あいつらがどうした？
あの2人の動きをあんたに止めてほしいと思ってる。
なんだと？
堂島大吾が渡瀬組に拉致されたとありゃ、あの2人が勝ち込むのは目に見えている。そうなりゃそれを口実に近江連合は登場会に向こう正面切って戦争を仕掛けてくるだろうよ。
大戦争が始まるってわけか。
だからあんたには奴らよりも先に渡瀬んとこ行って話を丸く収めてもらいたい。
どうして俺なんだ？俺はもう登場界の大門もなければ極道でもない。
だからだ、その方が都合いいんだ。今回の一件、間に入るとすりゃ裏事情に精通していて裏社会に顔が利く、どの組織にも属していない人間しかいない。つまりあんたが一番の適任者だってわけだ。それにあんたえれえ強えって話だしな。
警察が動けばいいだろう。
バカ、近江の大幹部を逮捕するなんてことになってみろ。それこそどんな事態になるか分かったもんじゃねえ。ここは何事もなく穏便に済ませるのが一番なんだよ。
あんたの狙いは何なんだ？
大阪府警が本庁を出し抜いて今回の事件を収めたら、これ以上あちらにへいこらしなくて済む。あんたも知ってるだろう。以前府警の女デカとどこぞの極道が仲良くなっちまったおかげで府警4課は表立って動けなくなったんだよ。この一件で府警が対後工藤の要だということをアピールする必要があるんだ。
なるほど。理由はどうあれ利害関係は一致しているということか。
でどうするよ。やってくれんのかい？
私は今どこにいるんだ？
クラブで組の幹部連中と楽しく飲んでるはずだ。確かオリビエって店だったかな。
オリビエって
知ってるのか？ならなおさら都合がいい。今回の一件であんたがいくら暴れても、あんたが苦労して掴んだ仇の仕事は奪わない。当てにしてるぜ。じゃあな。
Phew, that was a feast. Man, their sashimi really is something else, cross shot. Huh? That you, Suzuki-san? Yeah, it's me. Oh, well, what brings you out here? Actually, Hirakawa-san asked me to come get you. What, I stay out too long or something? Sorry about that. All I remember is I was having a mighty good meal, so I ordered some more drinks and poof! Where's all the time go? I have a problem. Sorry to interrupt, Chief, but... Yeah? Something urgent has actually come up. Would it be alright if I asked you to head back alone? You got it, buddy. Not a problem. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's around the corner. So the Omi Alliance sent Watase over to Olivia. Things are bound to go wrong if Morigana gets there before I do. I have to get to him first. Blip. It's time to fucking go. Where is this? Doop. No! How does it feel to be a human interruption? Ah? Cut! Oh, it's another one of these guys, the biker dudes. Ow. Oh! It's when they, I stomp them when they're face up, don't I? It's just that whatever I tend to do tends to make them not face up. So when they're face down, their face gets graded off. I think he used to stomp them when they were face up too. Or face down too. But they found their opening for a new variation. Maximum Torrenter. The Kamaki Reversal. Yes. Anti-firearm heat action. That's a good one. Anti-sword one, too. I like it when they start becoming counters, because then you can start dealing with tough problems. But it's only good if you can get rid of... It's only good if you get enough heat, which is why it actually is a good idea to have heat consumables on. Not quite. Welcome. Will you be coming in, sir? Sure. Excellent. This way, please. Was this the right thing, or... Yes.
Huh? なんやあれ。近江連合の渡瀬という男に話があってきた。なんやと？あれ、どこの組のもんや？どこの人間でもない。ただのタクシー運転手だ。タクシーの運ちゃんやて？なんやこいつ、ごっつおもろいわ。おう、親父なら今戻ってきたとこや。
酒ちーっと飲んだだけで腹壊すさ。人間終わりやな。ほな、飲み直そうか。
親父、なんやタクシーのうんちゃんがようあるみたいですわ。
はあ？まだ迎えのタクシーなんか呼んでへんで。何やほのかしとんねん。
それが普通のタクシーのうんちゃんやないみたいなんですわ。
あ？ほう。こらけったいな運転手さんのお出ましやな。自分らもよう顔をがんとき、これがあの伝説の男、元東上会4代目会長桐生一馬藩や。おう、コラ君、自己紹介遅れました。わし、7代目近江連合で若頭させてもろてます。直参渡瀬組組長の渡瀬勝っちゅうもんです。よろしゅう。
お前が渡瀬。
いやいや、しかしまさか桐生藩の方から会いに来てくれると思ってませんでした。
どういう意味だ？
どうって備えなん決まってますやん。わしらが福岡組んだりまで来たんは桐生藩あんたに会うためですせ。
何バカなこと言ってんだ。早いとこ大悟の居場所を教えろ。
はあ？居場所って？備えなんは登場界の人間捕まえて聞いたらよろしいがな。
とぼけるな。お前らが大悟のことを拉致したんだろう。登場界と山笠組の杯を壊すために。
登場界の六代目が行方不明やと噂には聞いとりましたけど、それほんまやったんですか？
とぼけるのも大概にしろよ。こっちも遊びできたんじゃねえんだ。
なるほどなるほど。だんだん話読めてきましたわ。キルハンほんでここへ来はったっちゅうわけですか。あんたわしらが堂島さらったと思ってるわけやな。
動機は十分だ。
いくらちゃう言うても納得してもらえる雰囲気とちゃいますな。
当然だ。
ええ顔や。いくら正体隠して生きとってもわしには見えてますせ。あんたの背中の竜が目輝かせとんのが。
おしゃべりはいい。早くかかってこい。
まずは腕試しや。堂島の竜がなんぼのもんか試させてもらいますぜ。おっしゃ、踊れら遠慮いらん。殺す気で言ったれ。
Well, for once, Kiryu comes across as the unreasonable one here, because I get the feeling that he's telling the truth. So he's the one. It's unusual to see him so overtly be the one picking the fight. Buddy! Is this even a different cabaret than the previous one? Ow. Because if it was the same one, he'd really be at risk at being outed in front of his not girlfriend. Which one of those people did? Oh, it's B? Thought it was X. I was even ready for it. I'm like, oh, this is the over the head slam that always leads to the punches. Even though it's never happened from, even though it's like, it's burned into my brain because it hasn't happened for over a year. Because I have not triggered that heat action this game yet. Sir, you forgot to hire boss fights in your party.
さすがや。そこそこの腕利き連れてきたつもりがこないあっさりやられてまうとは。まだ腕は落ちてへんようですな。
さあ、本当のとこ話してもらおうか。
何の話でしたっけ？
ふざけるな。大悟の居場所だ。お前も極道なら潔く口を割ったらどうだ。
怖いな。そない怒らんでもええですやん。時間はたっぷりあるんですし。これにしようか。おい、じゃあ兄ちゃん、この一番高い酒持ってきて。さあ、キルランもこちらに酒の一杯くらいおごらせてください。どないしました？さあ、お座りください。
お待たせいたしました。 こちらでよろしいでしょうか。
おう、これはほんまに一番高い酒なんか？
はい、そうですが。
ええから早よかせ。こうして憧れの桐生藩と飲めるんや。せめてこんくらいの酒やないとわしの顔潰れてまいますさかい。さ、桐生藩もどうぞ。随分なご挨拶でんな。
俺は一人飲みが専門でな。あいにく他人と飲む酒は嫌いなんだ。
そうでっか。それはちと聞いてた話とちゃいますな。
何の話だ
？3日前でっか。あんたこの店で自分とこの社長さんと楽しい酒飲んどったらしいじゃないですか。せやからこの店やったら一緒に飲んでくれはると思ってたんやけどな。がっかりですわ。
ちょっと待て。お前どこでその話を？
わしの大門違いの兄弟分、東上会本部長会長秘書の青山実からですわ。
青山だと？
青山は堂島会長の秘書です。つまり堂島会長が知っとることは青山も知っとる。当然あんたがこの町におることも青山は知っとったっちゅうことになります。あんたは最初から青山に目つけられとったんですが、変な動きせんようにね。これで少しはこっちの話聞きとうなったんちゃいます？さあお座りください。
話してもらおうか。青山との関係について。
わしとあの青山っちゅんは1年ほど前杯交わしましてな。大門違いの兄弟分ですわ。
だが確かお前は近江の若頭、青山は東上会の本部長。格が違いすぎる。
わしも最初は穴な下っ端と杯交わすんやなんてヘド出るかと思いましたけど、7代目の勧めでしてな、断りきれんかったんです。
そこまでして近江の7代目は東上会との抗争を避けていたということか。
その通り、仕方なしの政略杯ちゅうわけです。でも7代目がああなった以上、わしもこっから先は好きにやらさせてもらうつもりです。
じゃあお前は裏で青山と内通し、最初から大悟を消すつもりで福岡に来たということか。
それはちゃいます。わしは青山から桐生藩の情報を聞いたまでです。堂島会長の件には一切関わってまへん。
お前この後に及んでまだそんな嘘
ちゃいます。わしはあんたが福岡におるっちゅうことだけ聞いて福岡まで来たんです。それ以外の目的なんかおまへん。
じゃあ聞くが、どうしてそこまでして俺に会う必要があったんだ？お前の目的は近江の8代目の座だろう。俺に会ったところで何一つ優位に働くことなどないはずだ。
分かっとるまへんな、桐生藩。わしは跡目争いなんか興味ありまへんのや。わしの興味はもっと先、自分が8代目になった時に起こす東上界との大戦争のことだけですわ。
なんだと
8代目なんぞ何もせんでも転がり込んできますわ。わし以外近江の跡目になれる男などおらん。それよりわしが8代目になった時、東上界のトップに誰が座っとんのか、そっちの方が重要なんですわ。
何を言ってるんだ。東上界のトップは今も後も大悟で変わらない。
それが問題なんです。あないなボンボンがトップの組織戦争するに値せん。もっと他に トップに立つべき人間がおるでしょうが。
何が言いたい？
そう、大宮五代目合田陣の時代からただの一度も登場界に勝てへんかった。兵隊の数も資金も力も近江の方が勝っとったはずやのに、なんで？ずっとあんたがおったからです、桐生は。関西最強の男合田隆二が仕掛けた戦争の時もそう。あんたは引退した身でありながら、たった一人で近江の関東侵攻を食い止めた。それだけやない。登場界が跡目争いやナイフンやらで崩壊しかけとった時も、近江は指くわえて見とるしかなかった。それも全て事件の先に桐生一馬という男がおったからです。
それは違う。登場界を守ってきたのは大悟だ。俺は自分のやってきたことにけじめをつけるために力を貸したに過ぎない。
それです。それがあんたのたちの悪いとこです。
どういう意味だ？
見栄もなければ欲もない。そんでもその行動すべてに花がある。せやからその花の匂いを一度嗅いだもんは皆あんたの幻影を追い続ける。きっと堂島大吾もその一人なんやろな。
ごたくはもういい。結局のところお前は俺に会って何がしたかったんだ？
覚悟決めてもらおう思いましてな。登場界への復帰のね。
なんだと？
わしにとって登場界は全国制覇のため避けられん敵や。じゃあけど今の登場界は倒すに値せえへんゴミの寄せ集めにしか過ぎん。わしが関西の竜合田隆二を超えるためには周りが納得するような足跡を残さなあかん。そのためにはあんたという明確なライバルが必要なんですわ。せやから何としてもあんたには登場界に復帰してもらう。その話するために福岡まで来たわけです。納得していただけましたやろか。どないしたんですか？まだ話途中ですやろ。どういうつもりですか、桐生は。
話は分かった。つまり俺を登場界に戻すためにお前が大悟をさらったということか。
話は分かったって全然分かっとりゃしまへんがな。堂島大吾がいようがいまいがそないなことどうでもええ。わしにとっちゃあんたがここにおることのが問題なんや。もし今堂島が死んだら登場界は内部崩壊するだけや。死に体の敵と戦うて何が戦や何が極道や。わしにとっちゃ喧嘩が全てや。金勘定ばかりし腐っとるふぬけの連中とはちゃう。わしは強いやつと喧嘩しそうでヤクザになったんや。せやから登場界には強くなってもらわなあかんねや。今堂島大吾が死んだらわし以外の近江のやつでも潰すことができてまう。そないな登場界わしは困んねや。
お前
わしにはわかる。本心はあんたも常に戦いを求めとるはずや。もうカッコつけんのやめましょうや、桐生はん。ヤクザは所詮ヤクザ。わしは今のあんたが退屈そうに見えてしゃあない。登場界に戻ってください。そんでわしと思いっきり喧嘩楽しもうやないですか。どないしました？もうお帰りですか？
勘違いするな。俺とお前は違う。 お前の極道は死に様、俺の極道は生き様だ。
どういう意味ですか？
同じ道でも死に向かって戦うのと生きるために戦うのは違うということだ。いずれわかる。
ほう、そら楽しみですわ。
The continuity of that scene was fucked. It's not the point, but it stood out to me. It's just the fact that, like, there were so many people on the ground in the previous cutscene, and then I broke the glass on him, and then we just sat there in broken glass and an entire bottle of liquid just hanging out, apparently. But then it cuts to the cheaper cutscene, and they're just sitting at an empty table in an empty room and everyone's spotless and it's just rigid. Then it goes back to the pre-rendered looking cutscene, not pre-rendered, but like the higher effort animated cutscene afterwards. And suddenly Kiryu's knocking over a table full of glass that wasn't there 1 second ago in the shittier cutscene. And also notably the guy, all of the spattered stuff in the previous well-animated cutscene was gone, so his suit was suddenly clean. But also he goes marching out, and all of the dudes are gone. And it's like, if anything, all of them being knocked out and strewn everywhere would actually make the scene look better. You could just have left them where they were a second ago in the previous version of the cutscene. No, I figured that he's got Kiryu wrong because, like, it just doesn't seem right. Like the idea that Kiryu is somebody who wants a war just seems massively out of character, so he's just got like an incredibly wrong read on him as far as I can tell. But this guy has huge Majima vibes, down to like the quirky way where he just kind of like won't quite treat the situation socially like it's supposed to be and so on. But also, like, he's just trying to get a rise out of Kiryu as, like, a worthy opponent. And is kind of doing that whole storytelling anime kind of feeling thing, as opposed to, like, anything that somebody would reasonably want to be doing, probably, as someone who's, like, a political player in the Yakuza. Like, the idea that their entire, like, a reason for living is just to have a big opponent, as opposed to, like, rising in the organization and getting money and power and so on. It's, like, it's very much a media sort of story and not so much a thing that is really believable. But that's like Majima's whole shtick, and it actually just reminds me of the fact that we have not seen Majima yet in this game, and he's actually less common as the series goes on, I guess. But like, where the fuck is Majima? This is his whole thing, is trying to like pump up Kiryu because he wants an opponent, to the point where that sort of obnoxious Majima everywhere mechanic was introduced just for that exact premise.
どうしてこちらに？
お前たちやはりここに来たか。お前たちと同じ理由だ。近江連合の渡瀬がここに来ていると聞いてな。
どうして4代目が？
お前らが行けば冷静に話し合うことなんかできない。店の中で殺し合いになるのは目に見えてる。
しかし渡瀬が福岡に来たってことは会長の失踪に関係しているのは間違いないでしょう。
いや、渡瀬は白だ。第五拉致には関与していないようだ。
渡瀬がそう言ったんですか？
あ
あ。ちょっと待ってください。近江の話を信じるんですか？会長ら散ったのは奴らしかいませんよ。
いや、話してみて分かった。あの渡瀬という男はそういった策を浪するようなタイプの人間じゃない。第五拉致には本当に関与していないと思っていいだろ
う。4代目がそうおっしゃるのならそうなんでしょう。
でもそれじゃあ会長は一体誰か？
そのことで少し話しておきたいことがある。時間あるか？
私たちならいつでも。4代目がよろしければすぐにでも伺いますが。
At this point, it feels like Daigo just disappeared on his own, on purpose, or something. Like, he bizarrely, like, I called this out immediately at the beginning of the game. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, he's just walking off without any kind of guard when he's the kind of person that is in control of that many people in such a big organization, and they're like in somebody else's territory. Like, there's just like, it was such a weird move to do. And then he somehow finds Kiryu. It's like, I guess he knew where to find Kiryu, which I guess is the what is it, the secretary or whatever that's like keeping an eye on Kiryu for him, so he knew how to track down Kiryu immediately. And then he gives off this like meaningful speech that's almost like, one, it's like giving Kiryu an update on what's happening in the Yakuza like political world, which is also supposed to be a primer for the player, but whenever you just dump a bunch of names and things on me at the beginning of a game with no context, I immediately forget all of it, so I actually don't remember much of what Dojima said, because he just starts just fucking dumping just non-stop stuff on you, and I'm like, I need context for this stuff if any of it's gonna stick. You can't just exposit at me. But so instead of anything that he was actually saying, what stuck with me is the fact that he's going out of his way to track down Kiryu and say this all to Kiryu, and that he's doing it in this pretense of like pretending to not know who he is, but of course he knows who he is. Like, I'm just gonna talk out loud now. And all along while this is happening, it's just like, it feels like he's offering Kiryu a choice, almost like he was the one who had, that was like his last chance to step in and get involved in what's about to happen. Otherwise, he's going to do this, and then he just disappears. Like, at that point, it feels like he did it on purpose. It felt like it felt like the kind of speech you do before you do something you're meaning to do. So the idea that anyone took him doesn't seem correct, but I guess we'll find out.